Hey, what's going on? This is Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Today, it is Wednesday, September 4th, and we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. Let's go. Remember that none of this is financial advice. So to start this off, we have this tweet from David Schwartz, which came out on September 2nd. And he said, read this thread and blog post to understand what new native and sidechain programmability could bring to the XRP ledger and why I'm very excited about the possibility. And then we have this post from Ripple X Dev. Why is this update important for developers, builders, entrepreneurs, and the larger XRP community? A thread. Ripple and the broader XRP community are committed to bringing new programmability, including smart contracts, to the XRPL ecosystem in 2025 through the XRPL EVM sidechain, already in the works, as well as exploring native capabilities on XRPL mainnet. The XRP ledger is built to be extremely efficient at moving value with robust infrastructure, including native capabilities, DEX plus AMM, escrow, NFTs, authorized trust lines, IOUs, etc. So they go on to say, Ripple's University Blockchain Research Initiative added Korea's Yonsei University as our 58th global partner. With 60 million committed to UBRI, this program is driving academic excellence and best-in-class research through strategic support, technical resources, and grants. Ripple's moving, man. They're on the move. People kind of had a stink about this. So David Schwartz says, seems like there's confusion over the programmability blog post we put out yesterday, so let me clear up a few points. Ripple simply cannot change the XRP ledger. The blog post is Ripple saying that we can see the value in bringing programmability to XRPL mainnet in addition to what's already happening with the EVM sidechain, and are making this a priority now, and we're committed to putting out a design proposal for community review. Instead of coming out with the proposal already baked, our intent was to be transparent and show where we'll be focusing internal resources and priorities. Do the due diligence and come back to the community with our thoughts. Why the sudden change? As many pointed out, I focused on the fixed functionality of the XRPL and EVM sidechain at Apex earlier this year. I genuinely didn't see how smart contracts on mainnet would work without turning XRPL into a different chain. I had convos in the past few weeks with Orchestra Finance and others in the community that made me recognize that programmability on mainnet can work. Programmability on mainnet can work if key challenges are addressed: ledger bloat, TPS loss, and bugs exploits. I think the best way to mitigate these risks is to take small steps that lead in the right direction, and it's great to have historical data on how Hooks has worked on Zahu. I fully acknowledge that plenty of smart minds came to this conclusion that programmability makes sense for mainnet much earlier. Why now? Besides the above, we also felt it made sense to share our thinking ahead of the XRP community gatherings in Korea and Japan this week, because these are important in-person chances to discuss programmability. This is honestly the only reason for the timing. There is no hidden agenda. This was an in-depth post. Then Hugo throws his hat in the ring. Hugo Filion, the creator of FLR, who received a grant from Ripple. He says, smart contracts on XRPL would make FXRP even better. This would make it even easier for XRP to come and be used with all the other assets on FLR coming from other ecosystems such as FBTC and bridged assets through Stargate. Additionally, the use cases that don't require interoperability through FLR, other than the FLR oracles, could be used on XRPL in a way they definitely can't today. Go Joelcats. If Hugo's excited, so am I. The EVM is huge. A lot of the industry uses it. Are we really just gonna crash and burn something to start anew? We should integrate. All boats should rise. Somebody asks, would this require more testing on the testnet before it can be tested on the Songbird network so it can be tested for the FLR network? Hugo replies, it would be a later upgrade to FXRP, so of course it would need to be tested properly. The first version of FXRP is coming along to plan and will be launched way before there's any smart contract upgrade to XRPL. So we're gonna get FXRP soon. Before this upgrade in programmability that David and Ripple Labs are talking about. Now moving on from this, we have news with the Ripple case. We have James K. Filan, saying Ripple has filed a letter requesting a stay on the monetary portion of the court's judgment entered on August 7th, 2024. The SEC has consented to the request for a stay. Ripple's not paying the money. A lot of people wonder why. Is this bad news? Is this good news? Is this bullish? Ripple wants to hold on to the $125 million and let it accrue some more interest before they hand it over. Or maybe an appeal's coming. Maybe if Trump gets into office, they're just going to squash this whole thing. And then Ripple won't have to spend any money. Maybe there's closed door meetings happening with Trump and his advisors and with Ripple. I don't know. But I do know that XRP is here to stay. Whether Ripple pays this money or not, XRP is here to stay. XRP is not a security, and that cannot be appealed. But very interesting. Ripple, we know they're building their own stablecoin. And Joelcat says this about it: a high-quality USD stablecoin on the XRPL with its decentralized exchange and features like issued currencies, auto-bridging that uses XRP as the native currency to facilitate trades between other assets in the AMM will be a game changer for users and devs. And this was off of a post by Brad Garlinghouse. Launching a stablecoin is a natural step for Ripple as we bridge the gap between traditional finance and crypto. We have the years of experience, regulatory footprint, a strong balance sheet, and a network with near global payout coverage. It makes perfect sense. Liquidity pools, you need a stablecoin. Why would you use Tether? Why would you use somebody else's stablecoin if you could build your own? You know, Time Wonderland was a rug, but something really funny they did was they called their stablecoin Magic Internet Money, which I thought was hilarious because that's what Tether is. Tether is magic internet money. They're just printing it out of thin air. I don't care that they say they have the reserves. Prove it. We know Ripple has the money and they're good for it. They just don't want to fork it over to the SEC at the moment. Moving on to FLR. Bitcoin is now supported on FAsset's open beta. Users can now bridge test Bitcoin at the FAsset link using Bifrost wallet. You don't need to sell your Bitcoin. You don't need to sell your Dogecoin. You don't need to sell your ETH. You don't need to sell your Litecoin. You don't need to sell your XRP. That would actually be a taxable transaction in today's world anyways. What you want to do is hold on to your assets, stack more assets, and stake them as an F asset. You put your asset in as an F asset, and then you earn assets. You earn back that F asset. You can convert it back to the original asset. You take your FXRP, you're earning it every 3 days, twice a week. You convert it back into XRP and you can cash that out. You can use it to do whatever you want. Bitcoin is now supported in the FAsset open beta. And here we go, DeFi Daddy. He lays it out there, my personal strategy. Maximize the yield on FLR and Songbird. Once FAssets is launched, mint FXRP, provide it as a liquidity, or just harvest the fees to mint more. Continue this process until 2030. He says he's going to continue focusing on FXRP until 2025, and then he will rotate the yield into FBitcoin in 2026. Until then, there's plenty of time to mint, and surely many DeFi applications will allow both assets as collateral or a supply. The higher the price of FLR, the more I can mint. 2030 is my timeline. I really like it. I think that's a great strategy. Now we're looking at this picture of Hugo Filion. This is him in Korea. He's having fun. You know, you can't hate on somebody having fun. His product is looking incredible. The community is growing. The use case is being proven, showing true that it's going to be used, and he's having fun. He's out there building. We have Kinetic Market, which of course is a DeFi platform on FLR. They say new month, that means new round of Kinetic incentives. Below is a comprehensive breakdown of the rewards distribution from September 4th today to October 4th. And if you look closely, you may notice something else. And so we see these incentives here showing the pool and all the stuff that's going to go out, showing the pool and all the assets that are going to be given out. And if we look right here at the bottom, we see that ETH is now on the list. So FLR is integrating Ethereum. FLR is integrating Bitcoin. FLR is integrating Doge. FLR is integrating Litecoin. FLR is integrating XRP. Ripple paid for FLR to be built using one of their developer grants. Hugo built something incredible with FLR, and it is going to help lift XRP and the community. There's a lot of infighting right now. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And of course, we all want to make money and we all want XRP to have hit the moon for us. But in the meantime, here we are. Let's focus where our 10 toes are. Ripple is building, FLR is building. And these antiquated assets that we've been shitting on as an XRP community for all these years, Bitcoin and ETH, they're gonna be integrated in. There it is. Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Until next time.